It's Braun and Kratz back on Brew Crew territory, a first place Milwaukee ball club, and they're very happy to have Big Woo back. I feel like they've been talking about him coming back for a while. All of his teammates on this show, and now he's here, and he's been back for a few starts, whatever. We wanted to make sure that he had the shutout stuff, the complete game, 9-inning action before we were comfortable kind of inserting him back into the rotation. You know, our rotation.
Our rotation of Brew Crew territory guests that we have, stars that are having incredible first place seasons. We also wanted to make sure the beard grew a little longer and the ERA grew a little shorter.
And now it's perfect timing. So our conversation with the great Brandon Woodruff on Brew Crew territory. First of all, Woody, welcome back, man. We haven't talked to you since the grand comebacks. We have a lot to get to. How you doing? And the beard's looking real strong for you.
Yeah, not doing good. I feel like it has been a while. So schedule just hasn't worked out, but it worked out great this morning and some good timing.
Hell yeah. Good timing on so many fronts. So we'll get to you. I know you'd rather talk about others that you're friends with. So let's start here. You knew David Stearns for a long time. So does the guy next to me.
Right.
Tell us about what he's like and what you think about the news. And do you agree it's the worst kept secret in baseball for a while?
I don't think it's the worst. I think it's been out there for a little bit now. I saw the news this morning, and David is he's an awesome guy. Look, he's very, very smart, and he knows what he's doing. I go back to 2018, and I was up and down, I think 5 or 6 times that year, and I didn't really understand why I was having to go through that. But looking back on it now, I think every decision that David made and the people helping him, it was for a reason. And I mean, he's one of the best in the game. He took Milwaukee, who we're not a big market team, but we went to the playoffs. They're 4 years in a row, missed it by a game, essentially in 17, and then last year missed it by a game or two there at the very end. So what he has done, with his short time in Milwaukee was just with the resources he had is honestly unbelievable. And David's a good guy, and he's like I mentioned, very smart guy. And now that it's going back home for him, so that's good for him.
Can a country boy like you see yourself playing for the Mets? Because I get it. Like, you can say all this nice stuff about him, but
right.
Somebody, Big Woo's going to be a free agent, and they don't got Cracker Barrel up in New York, right around Queens there.
You got to get out of town a little bit to get Cracker Barrels. I mean, we were just there a couple days ago for the Yankee series, and it was let's just say the place is not like home. That's for sure. I'm definitely not used to New York. It's a place that kind of overwhelms me a little bit, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
No, hey Woody, this is Jerry Blevins. I wanted to say, I speak on behalf of a former Met. I'm also a country boy from Ohio a little bit.
Yeah,
there are Cracker Barrels to be had, and
okay.
Their clubhouse can have that catered in for you. I'm sure that would be doing it. But is there a sense for you? I know free agency is further on the horizon. You're
right.
focused on now. But are you wide open to working with Stearns again? Is that something that you would even consider, or is that, one of the back burners on just getting through the season healthy and strong and winning for the Brewers?
Oh gosh, man, this is, it's crazy to sit here and think about having this conversation of, free agency as a ball player. That's like your dream to get to, right? That's, you have the privilege of, picking where you want to go, but that is literally the furthest thing from my mind right now. That is so far in the distance right now, and I'm completely focused on this team and trying to get back to the playoffs. I think after last year, leaving that sour taste in our mouths, we want to get back there bad, and we're coming down the stretch here where the Cubs are playing well, we're playing well, and it just seems like there's going to be that last series at the end of the year. It's going to be pretty intense. We'll see what happens, but No, I'm completely focused on our team and trying to win baseball games at the moment.
How focused were you in the ninth inning yesterday when you were getting ready to do something? I'm gonna ask you some numbers after this, but how focused were you last night?
Gosh, super weird. You know how baseball just really works. Like we just no hit the Yankees through 10 in the third innings the day before, and then ended up losing in 13 innings. And it was a long game. We get back. It was funny. I was talking to my wife Joni, and I was like, I just had one of the worst throwing programs that I had all year. The day before in New York, it was raining out. Didn't feel great. My changeup was crappy. And then show up, and I'm like, I don't know how today's going to go, but I'm going to go out there and see what happens. And lo and behold, first career complete game shutout. And it's just the game of baseball is so funny. But yeah, no, it was a good day yesterday, and just thankful to be able to get through that one. But yeah, I was nervous as all get out, man. I think once I realized, I'm going back out for the night, and I knew this game was mine, and it kind of set in there, and I've never been in that position before. My heart's just racing for no reason other than I just really wanted to finish the game bad, and the first two pitches weren't even close to the ninth inning, and I had to step off for just a second. I'm talking to myself like, good Lord, just throw the ball over the plate, man, And so yeah, that's what I had to do, and just try to get back to throwing the ball over the plate, and was lucky enough to finish it off.
Yeah, you know why you've never been in that situation before? Because you've had one manager in your entire career. You know how many complete games counts is allowed to happen?
Let's see. Jimmy Nelson was one. I watched it. Adrian Hauser.
Yep.
Adrian Hauser. And then I would say myself last night. So there's probably only been, unless there's more than three, I don't know the other ones.
It's four, but it was before you. Jungmann was out there. That was I think that was Counts' first year. But yeah, Counts isn't going to let you get that CG. And you were like, how much fighting was it? Was it like you and Hookie going, hey, let me go back out there? Or were they like, hey, you got 90 pitches. Do you think you're going to be able to do okay when you're back out there?
So I'll tell you exactly what happened. We had the long inning there in the sixth that put us up. I guess it was 11-0 or whatever it was at the time. And the conversation was, I'm not oblivious to what's going on. I know my pitch count's good. I know kind of what the conversations are in the dugout between the pitching coaches and Counts and what's going on. And there's a big lead. Do we send him back out there, or the game's kind of in hand? I understand all that's going on, but also too, as a competitor, there's zero chance I'm wanting to come out of the game. So after the sixth, there was a conversation of, hey, if there's another long inning, maybe this might be it or whatever. Asked me how I was doing. I said I'm doing good. So then I get through the seventh, a little bit of a longer inning after the long sit in the dugout, and then go back out for the eighth, and it was just like a 8-pitch inning. It just happened super fast, and so then that's where coming in, I could see Counts kind of pacing around a little bit in the dugout and wanting to go to the phone, and I kind of just looked at him with a look, and so then once I get in, I do my normal thing, sit my glove down and stuff, and then he looks at me. All right, I look down at the end of the dugout, and he kind of motions me into the tunnel. He starts going. He's like, hey, this is kind of talking about they might go to the bullpen, and I just give him the look. I'm like, Counts, I got it. I said, I got this. I want to finish it off. And he sit there and he thought about it for a second. And he goes, okay. He goes, not a pitch over 105. And I said, how many pitches am I at? I didn't even know how many pitches I was at. I knew it was kind of low. And I was at 91 pitches. I said, okay, I got it. I'm going to finish it off. And so then it's like, all right, I know I got 14 pitches here to work with. They've been aggressive. So let's just go out here and finish this thing off. And man, my heart was racing. Couldn't throw the ball over the plate. And I'm thinking, my God, I'm going to ruin this ninth inning. And then I get an out, or I get a pop up, I get another out, And then, of course, you know me, Kratz, like, if it comes down to it, man, I'm throwing the heater. Like, if the whole stadium knows it's coming, it's probably coming. That's just how I've always been. So I probably could have threw the rosin back there 0-2 to try to wrap that thing up and give up a base hit. And then I had a broken bat, and the bat almost hit me in the back. I fall over, I slip. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, like, man, I'm not going to get this done. So then 2 outs comes up, and Gary Hampson just hit that single up the middle, and I'm at 104 pitches. And I'm very well aware of what's going on. And I look up, and I see William coming out, to the mound, and I'm like cussing myself in my mind. And I look over to the dugout, and I don't see counts coming out. So then I look back at William, like, what the heck's going on? He's kind of pointing at himself like, hey, I called it, just to give you a break. So then once I realized that was going on, I was like, all right, I'm getting this done right now. And we had a brief discussion about what we wanted to do first pitch, and he suggested changeup. I said, nope. I said, I'm throwing a first pitch fastball. Let's get this over with. And lucky enough, he popped it up and was able to finish it off. And I went 1 pitch over the limit. Just kind of funny how it works out.
Ah, that's beautiful. You mentioned that you took a step back after those first 2 pitches coming back out into the ninth.
Yeah.
You wanted to reset yourself. Like, what are those things that you say to yourself, especially with the new pitch clock and that minimal amount of time to be able to readjust? What is it that you said to yourself to get back onto that strike throw?
Kind of lighthearted, just like, come on, man, like, throw the ball over the plate, quit being an idiot. Just like, you've been doing it all night, and just settle yourself down. It's kind of very, very brief and innocent in a way. It's just like, all right, lock back in, take your time, knowing I got 15 seconds here, so it happens pretty quick. But nothing crazy other than just get back to what you've been doing the whole night.
Is it just for fun? Is it in the third person? Or are you saying, all right, Woody, or all right, Woo, let's go? Or is it you can do this?
I don't exactly remember. I do sometimes refer to myself as I'm like, come on, Big Woo, man, dadgum, like, let's get in here and throw the ball over the plate. And I mean, it wasn't even close. Like, like the first 2 pitches, I was like, my God, my heart is like racing, And just come on, man. Let's get back over the plate and try to make some pitches, and that was about it.
Yeah, Brent, when do you ever get out there and call yourself by your first name, or just like by your fictitious Marvel made up name of Big Woo?
I think honestly, it's if I do call myself, I'm definitely not saying Brandon. I was more leaning towards Big Woo. So that's just what everybody calls me in the clubhouse, and it's just kind of what I go by.
Has Joni ever called you Big Woo?
No.
Come on now.
Wifey?
Yeah, that's his wife.
No. Yeah, she can't. I don't know. And if she did, I'd be like, that's kind of strange. That's only for the boys, Let the boys say that.
You would.
You're pushing your boundaries right now.
Kids?
No, not old enough yet. She wouldn't call you Big Woo.
No. She just turned 3 last Thursday, so yeah, she's growing up.
That could happen though, because she's at the ballpark. She hears it, right? And kids get a rise out of that too, right?
She's aware of what's going on, and honestly, yesterday was the first time that Joni has not watched me pitch a home, game at in Milwaukee since I've been up. That was the first one. She's back home in Mississippi. Kyler just started school, and this is my first September being by myself, and since I've been up. So I told her, I was like, well, you know what I'm going to say, like, you're just going to have to stay home. So sorry, you're just going to have to stick it out and hold it down in Mississippi until I get back home.
Looks like Joni's not invited into American Fan Field. Nope.
She's not invited.
Maybe the playoffs, just not when you're starting.
That's right. She can stay at home. That's fine. She can stay at home in Milwaukee.
Boy, you're barking up a tree I know you can't climb.
I know. She knows yeah, I better be careful here.
You better be careful. Now, was she in the park when your boy Burnesy got taken out in the 8th inning? And did you say, that's how Big Woo does it after your game last night.
No.
Come on, you didn't say anything to Burnesy.
No, nothing. Look, man, this game's so daggum hard. Like, look, just to be able to go out there and get outs like that it rarely happens. And you know how it works, man. That's why I don't try to not take an outing for granted. It's go out there pitch to pitch and just see what happens. And last night was a good outing. And Burnsy and the rest of the guys the other day in Yankee Stadium, it was unbelievable. It was nasty. And all I'm trying to do is just, after a long game using the pen, I'm just trying to give our team a chance to win and get deep into the game. And that's my only thought. And it just worked out last night the way it did.
Okay, so Wifey might have to, skip some starts to see if this continues.
Right.
There are personal catchers in the sport. I don't think there are any personal third basemen, but we also did have a debut yesterday. So I'm wondering if for your next start, we have to see that same man at the hot corner for you.
Well, yeah, he made it. He made that nice play there in the, I believe it was the second inning where he charged in, and we made the Marlins, use a challenge there early on. So. No, Josh made some great plays yesterday, man, and he's a ball of energy, and I think he's going to insert himself right in the middle of this lineup and do just fine for us. So it was good, kind of getting to the ballpark, getting a new guy, a guy that has done a lot in the game of baseball, won an MVP. So we're getting a great baseball player, and we're trying to take advantage of the stretch run.
Has he done anything crazy yet? In his long illustrious, you're waiting for it. I can see it in your eyes. You're waiting for something.
Not yet.
Everybody's heard Donaldson's stories.
Right. Him and Murph have already had their brief interactions early on. So, if you can imagine that, just, they played against each other. Murph, when he was at Arizona State and Josh was at Auburn, Donaldson was from what he remembers, just how crazy Murph is, being a college coach, same guy as Kratz. Like, he hasn't changed in all these years. He's just talking about how he was in the dugout and how crazy he was. And then he said after the series, he's like, I guess this was in like the regionals or something. He's like, he's recruiting me to come play at Arizona State. He's like, look, man, he's like, I think you can come over here and play for me, So just all the stuff that Murph does, and it was kind of funny. So
incredible. All right, Brew Crew territory fans, if you want to look as cool as Rowdy or as Eric Kratz, right here, right now, Shady Rays coming at you.
My future's so bright, I wear sunglasses inside.
They're better outside, okay? I recommend them for outdoor use, but you can gear up for the season with quality shades built to last, and they have you covered with premium polarized sunglasses that won't break the bank. If you lose or you break a pair, even on day one, which I have a problem with, they told us they'll send you a brand new pair, no questions asked, so you can wear them with confidence. And also they do a lot within the community. There are many reasons why they're teamed up with the Foul Territory and Brew Crew Territory crew. Yes, and this is how Eric Kratz backs me up, just looking cool next to me. And exclusively for our listeners, you can go to shadyrays.com and use the code FOUL, F-O-U-L, all caps, for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. It's their best deal of the season. Try for yourself the shades, rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Kratz, you nailed that. What was it like to witness the no-hitter that just kept going on and ended up in an L? And overall, I also felt like the game didn't get that much national attention. Oh, it was Sunday, so it was week 1 of NFL, I guess. Yeah. But I was like, damn, this is like freaking crazy, and it didn't get a ton of pub.
It's kind of one of those games you can kind of tell early on, like it was going to be a good day for Corbin. I've gotten to watch him pitch a lot over the last few years, and you can kind of tell right from the beginning, like, it's going to be a good day. And once you get through that 6th inning, that's when you start. I would say once you get through 6, that's when it starts getting a little. It might could happen. And of course, as baseball players, whatever we did the inning before, whatever went right, like we do the same thing. So, we're we're going through that whole routine, and then we're starting to play it out in our minds. Like, okay, what if we don't score here? Are they going to send him back out? Because then he would have to go back out for the 10th to complete it. You know what I mean? So, just the way the game unfolded was really, it was crazy, man. I've never seen anything like it, and I don't know if it was a record or anything in terms of what had gone on, but and then you got to play that Freelick and Weimer went after in right center.
Yeah.
That was like unreal. It's like you got two wrecking balls coming in, and there was no way they were going to let that ball drop. And it's like we're sitting here in the dugout, and we're just witnessing like this has to happen, you know. Like even if it's an 11 inning no hitter, like this thing we have to pull this off. And anyways, they ended up getting a hit, and we go into the 13th and ended up walking us off. But it was a crazy day. It could have been really, really special.
Those are special moments, and it's so rare to be involved, to be around one. Is Corbin one of those guys? I know I played with DeGrom. Every fifth day, it felt like he was, if he was on, you could see those moments. Is Corbin kind of like that? So every fifth day you see him, you're like, oh, we're in for something special today.
Yeah, you can usually tell pretty early on, like, all right, he's got his stuff today. Look, he's a magician with spinning the baseball. Like that's what he does. Like, I do the two different fastballs, but he is like, he can basically invent breaking pitches and spin the crap out of it. Like that's just what he's good at. And, once he gets going and he's locating that cutter well and he's throwing those breaking pitches off of it, man, it's really tough. And you can tell, like you said, it's pretty early on. And then it's like, man, if they scratch across a couple hits, it's like, that's, that kind of feels like a letdown in a way. It's like, that's how good his stuff is. So, you could tell pretty early on that it was going to be a good day. And once they come out swinging early, he's got that cutter that just doesn't find the barrel. So it's like easy, weak contact, ground ball outs. And yeah, man, it's pretty cool.
Oh, Woody, great catching up, man. Good to see you again. We'll see you again in a couple weeks or whatever it is. Obviously looking forward to it, and keep doing your thing. I mean, playoffs right around the corner, man.
Right. Let's make this a routine. Let's try to pitch well and hop on. So.
That's the routine. Hey, we'll do it. If we have to do it once a week, we'll do it.
That's right.
If you hold us to it.
And we'll keep Joni out of the stadium.
Right. Keep her out of the stadium.
It works.
She might be watching right now. I don't know. I told her to tune in. If she'll have to take it.
Yeah, that's fair.
She might be mad. You just owe her a gift. That's
all.
all.
No, but if you're shoving, she'll leave it, and then she'll
Right.
save the day if she's needed.
She's a gamer.
She'll come in there.
She's a baseball wife. She understands. She gets it.
Got it. Yep. Woody, good to see you, dude. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Take care.
Cheers. Big Woo, you're a gem. We went over the David Stearns signing with the Mets, but also that play-by-play of his conversation with Craig Counsell to let him stay on the mound was sweet. That was really good. I'd also like to announce on Brew Crew territory that the division race is over.
It's won.
They
won. It's over, especially when Big Woo comes out for a complete game shutout, and he's talking about himself in the third person as Big. What is that? That's not even third person. Like if I would say, "Come on, Eric, let's go," but if I would say, "Come on, Kratzy, let's go," like I would never have said that. It's fourth person, third person with a name, with a nickname, and he's out
like
there.
Fifth person once removed. You know how people say that with their families. Oh, it's my fifth cousin once removed or whatever.
I don't know any of that stuff, but I do know the fact that this rotation is unbelievable with Freddie P as your number 3. You serious? The guy's led baseball in strikeouts since I forget what date it is. He just passed 200 strikeouts. You're going to go Burnesy, Big Woo, Freddie P to an elite bullpen to possibly the best closer this year outside of Felix Bautista in Devin Williams. And now the lineup isn't striking out as much. Tyrone Taylor is leading this lineup. Like what?
The defense, Bryce Terang. Whew.
Scariest plus money that I've seen in a bit for the Brewers to make a deep run with 3 starting pitchers who can go 7 innings.
They're the team where you go, where's an upset? Find me an upset. Like who can take down at this point the Braves? probably the Brewers better than the Dodgers. If there's a team that can do it, that can give a little scare, we'll see. The offenses don't stack up, I get it, but that pitching can have a day, and you know how starting pitching can carry in the playoffs. So thanks to our starting pitcher this week on Brew Crew territory, Brandon Woodruff, for joining us. We do this every week. It's on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also listen to it on the go, wherever you get your pods. We will see you next week.